So I'm gonna sing the intro, right?
There's no intro.
Theme song.
We don't have a theme song.
Dapper Gaming, ba 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 ba. Ryan and Tyler, ba 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 ba. Dapper Gaming, and na 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 na.
I'm recording all of this. It's staying in.
Welcome to Dapper Gaming with your host Ryan and Tyler.
That's my part. Damn you!
No,
You get off this show now.
He's doing a way better job than we ever have.
Well, no. It's just like, you know, like old game shows and everything. Like, then you tune in and you go, you chime in and you're like, "Hi, I'm Ryan. And this is Tyler. Welcome to Dapper." Like you do.
This is my part.
Okay,
Let me
go.
do the intro, damn it. Welcome, guys, to the 38th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for November. Shit, I wrote the 10th on this. It's not the 10th. It's the 12th. Ooh.
Yeah, it is the 13th.
Yesterday was the 12th. I made the template 3 days ago. That's why. I don't give a shit. I'll fix it later. So, welcome, guys, to the 38th episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for November 13th.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Ryan. With me, as always, Tyler. And then a dude we know named Dustin,
No,
a.k.a.
I'm Justin Mania from I Make That Show with Jarrett. That's me. I lost a lot of weight.
Whoa.
It fell flat. Also, why didn't you go ahead and deny the Holocaust in there? That's what Justin would have done.
Oh yeah, the Holocaust didn't happen. Insulting joke. Everyone's stupid. I hate everything. Yay!
Yeah, believable.
Closer.
Closer.
By the end of the podcast,
Justin's a good
we'll
guy.
get it you'll get it right.
Yeah. But
So,
Justin is a good guy. I'm not making fun of him. I hate him or anything. I love his stuff, and like I talk to him on like social networking all the time. And he's a good guy. He's a fun guy. He's funny.
but Dustin is a dude that we know from a site called
A site that you guys are
Geek
part of.
Juice that we're part
You're
of.
Welcome.
A little bit.
No, well, yeah, at geekjuicemedia.com, I do video game reviews on there. My reviews are called ReviewDrone and everything. I look at classic DOS games that, well, not really just specifically DOS games, but classic games that I really grew up with, and I feel that people don't really know or respect, or, you know, they don't know that they exist anymore. And it's like, well, these classics, you should know them because they're great, and you know, I spend hours upon just like playing them and everything. So that's what I do on there. I also do parts on like the podcast there, the many podcasts. We have too many podcasts, but not video podcasts about gaming. So yeah,
we might
have
be
that
the
there.
only one.
Actually, no, we have another one coming up that is a gaming one. So you guys got some competition.
Damn.
Oh no.
But trust
We're
me,
gonna-
you guys have been doing it longer, and like, I believe that you guys are gonna be better. Cause
Yeah, 38 podcasts is kind of surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
It's kind of
almost a year, Tyler. January. Fucking first weekend of January is going to be a year.
dang. We're gonna have a celebration.
And if we included that other podcast, we'd be past a year. But we're not going to include that one. Cause
that one.
yeah. I don't think anyone knows about it. Every like few weeks I'm just like, I used to do another podcast. We don't talk about it.
Oh.
And it's not even that it was bad. It was exactly what we do now, just with like some other people. And Tyler wasn't a host, but was on every fucking week. Because it's
I don't
just like,
even remember the name of this now.
to be honest, I don't remember the actual name of it either. It was like, it wasn't just like site name and podcast. There was like a name, and I don't know how it went together.
Right, I know what you're talking about now. But yeah, it was the exact same format. We revised it, and I was just a guest. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, he was just a guest that was on every week. Because it's just like, we don't have anyone to talk with. Fucking come on the podcast. No one else is here. The two other hosts who were supposed to be on every week aren't here this week. I don't know why.
because
That's actually been the case with a lot of shows on Geek Juice and everything. Like our one big show that is weekly and everything, Mental Cast and stuff. Like the site owner, Alex Josky, name dropping here, and myself, it would just be week after week, just like their regular hosts, like not including the main host and like the podcast creator. He'd just be like, "Hey, you want a guest? Hey, you want a guest?" Like, and then it's just like, "Okay, I guess we're regulars now." And that went on for like a year, because it was just like week after week, we just like started just appearing on every single episode, and then just eventually it's just like, "Oh, you're a main host now." And yeah, it's kind of like that with a couple shows. So I guess it's just a normal progression of how podcasts work online.
Yeah, I think that the other podcast though only ran for like 10 episodes. So
So it's just like, pitch this thing, whatever,
Yeah.
start fresh.
fucking, I think we ended a podcast. We had like fucking 8 people on. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
That we've learned actually, you cannot have that many. We actually
No, it worked awfully. We're gonna do
Yeah.
6. I'm gonna do 6 at the end of the year for the end of the year podcast, like the game of the year podcast, but not 8. 8 was too many
yeah.
because I didn't know the other 6 of the 8 people.
Oh, those are bad, especially
So-
when like they don't really have that much experience with podcasts, and they just come on and they're like, "Hey, blah, 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 blah,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like guys have tried to do the show, it's tell your jokes and everything, but kind of got to do this.
Right.
Well, it was supposed to be like a game of the year podcast, so it was like everyone who was like a contributor for the site
Oh,
that it was for. But fucking no one had played any of the games except for me. So it's just like the fuck
yeah.
like why are we doing this?
But yeah,
I don't even know what games we chose that year. I don't know.
Was it for last year? For 2012?
Yeah. I don't know. I know my game of the year was fucking Hotline Miami because it was like that fucking
yeah. Oh my god. Like just the soundtrack alone in that game that had me
Yeah.
hooked.
Sonic and
like,
All Stars Transformed. That was pretty good too. That was
If
on
I
my
would,
list.
I picked that up. I haven't played it yet, but like
You're
my
missing
friends,
out. It's
yeah, I know. Everyone's telling me just like you got to play it. It's actually really fun,
It's
yeah.
a game so nice I bought it twice.
If I would have played that last year, that probably would have been my game of the year. Because kart racers are so hard to find that are good.
Yeah, and that one's like the best. So
Basically.
My game of the year last year was Deus Ex, but it's been the same that way for a couple years now. So who cares if it wasn't released for 13 years? So
Though now you can say that the director's cut's your favorite.
yeah, there you go. Actually, I'm trying to think what was my game of the year last year, because there was one that like Dishonored. Yeah.
Never played it.
Really?
it was okay.
Oh my god. That was sort of just like, hey, here's Thief, but it's not Thief. And
It's
then
like
this
a
year,
bad version of Thief. It's too easy.
Whoa.
Stealth mechanics don't look quite right.
whoa. Well, no, I played on the hardest difficulty.
I played it on the hardest difficulty too, and it was dead easy because it's just like fucking teleport everywhere, and I'm like, lol, I'll pay. And then
I
then people
remember,
online are like, you could just not teleport. It's like, but the game was designed around using teleportation.
No,
And
exactly. As
it's
soon
just
as you
like-
get the teleport upgrade and everything, that's all I was doing and everything. It's just like, oh no, I have to get the other side of this room.
Teleport.
Yeah. But
Look, no one saw me.
but I still liked it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the gameplay and just like the look of it, the feel of it, and what's his name? The guy who worked on the original Deus Ex, he was behind it. And Arcane Studios, I liked of Magic and Mike. What was it? Came out a couple years ago. It was good. It was basically basically
Messiah?
like Dark Messiah. Yeah, I like Dark Messiah. That was my experience with that company before. Then I went into Dishonored, and I don't know. I was pretty hyped about it.
It wasn't a bad game. It's just like, it was okay.
Yeah. It's just
But
like
Very
here's-
much in my existence, like, a game will be just okay for me.
Yeah.
Like in almost every like instance,
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
because
And I
like
noticed that recently. There's so many games out there that, like these new games and everything. I'll play them and I'll finish them. And I'm like, that was, yeah, I enjoyed that and stuff. But I'm never playing games now that are just like, whoa, my God, that was just like, that was amazing. That experience in its own. And
well,
that's kind of why I do my show, Review Drone. Of like, here's those shows that just like,
it's hard to justify going back to a game like Dishonored where you could go back to Thief.
well,
Because
yeah, no,
like Thief
and
is such a memorable experience, but it's also just so perfectly like it's pretty much perfect mechanically.
Oh yeah,
And
exactly. And I'm not arguing with you because Thief, that's like one of my favorite games.
but it's also way less accessible than, let's say, Dishonored or the new Thief, which is awful.
Don't get me started on the new Thief. Like, I've been following that since before they announced Human Revolution when they had it Thief 4. They had the 4
As like the E.
Yeah, it's like the 4.
Yeah, because it was like the placeholder
Yeah,
logo
and
that they had on like that hidden forum that fucking wasn't very well hidden.
no, and not only that, and like when people are just like, "Oh my God, they're actually doing Thief 4? When did they announce this?" And I'm like, before Human Revolution, you can go on IDOS Montreal's like store, and they have a bunch of Thief 4 merchandise with the 4 as the E. Like, and like, I'm saying this to all these like major like bloggers and news article writers for like gaming sites and stuff. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, you can just go there and see it. It's been there for a long time. They're like,
Years at this point.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, exactly.
it's all gone now because they have like official stuff in its place. But
Which I kind of wish that I did grab like the 4F shirt because that'd be cool. Just be like, check it out, the 4F. But back when there was still hope in this game, and you could jump.
yeah, you could jump.
I'm sorry, but with why? Why? Like I've played plenty of FPP games that have that first person can't jump, and those worked. I've played ones where that does work. You look at like the old school, like old school FPP games, like where you're just like tethered to the ground and stuff. Like trying to think. First Rise of the Triad. I don't. Yeah, you couldn't jump in that and everything. I was fine with it. But again, this is a game where you're like sneaking and everything, and it's. I kind of want like
You
I
can't
want
jump in this. They just have like the stupid like contextual vaulting use button,
which
like in
that,
Mass Effect, which was
yeah,
fucking awful on PC because it's just like
yeah.
we're gonna try to justify the fact that you use one button to do 10 different things on a goddamn keyboard and never do the thing that you wanted to do because you're in a corner.
Yeah.
You're like, vault over this. Lol, I'm gonna dodge roll. Die. It's like, damn you!
Well, that's kind of one thing that did slightly bug me about Human Revolution, and I loved Human Revolution. Like there was 2 things that I had problems with, maybe 3, but the boss battles, that's an obvious one. The hugging up against like corners and that kind of stuff, and like where you have to on PC you right click and everything, and it hugs up against like the
cover system,
yeah,
basically.
cover system and everything. That kind of bugged me because you didn't really have that in the first one, and I'm kind of used to like, okay, I'm gonna crouch down and like walk right up against this wall and then like peek around the corner, that kind of stuff. Whereas this, it's like, okay, we're gonna take the camera from the first person view and just bring it out, and then look, there's your character, and that kind of took me out of like the immersiveness of your Adam Jensen. It's that, but that was just like a minute kind of problem I had with it. And then the third problem was kind of the story at parts. I liked it overall. I loved the game overall. It was great, but I had some problems with the story and some of the characters. But what can you do? It was a great game either
Yeah.
way.
Well, you know that a director cut fixed the boss battles, right? Well, I
Okay,
mean,
I haven't
fixed,
gotten
but
that far in it yet.
Does it just
Um,
let you
I
skip them?
no, I think it adds more flexibility to where if you're purely into hacking or in a certain tree that you can get around it in certain ways. And I think that
Good, because I fucking got to the second boss in that game and then quit because I didn't have the one perk you
yeah,
need. And I was
no,
like, okay, I quit. Fuck it, I'm done.
see, the thing with okay, the first boss battle, yeah, I struggled with it for like 5 6 minutes or something like,
Well,
and
okay, the first
okay,
I was going like all stealth. The first
yeah,
one you could still do if you went all stealth in the tree. The
yeah, yeah,
second one you can't because you
no,
don't have the lightning like invulnerability perk that you get if you go in the combat tree. And so I just fucking died. Like,
well, okay, okay,
and
I
so
didn't
it's just
actually
like,
have that, but then like for me playing it and everything, that really took me out of it because it took me like 30 40 tries, and I basically had to master down. Okay, old school
well, I was
FPS
playing
kind
on
of
like
thing.
the hardest difficulty, and so it's
Yeah,
like if if you didn't do it perfectly,
hmm,
then you would die, and if you did it perfectly, like you would leave with like the smallest sliver of health left.
yeah, exactly, and it would just be
Like it
the
was
exact
just barely doable.
yeah, and the thing is like with what it made me do is you have to get that and figure out a pattern in order to beat it, and I don't want that in a Deus Ex game. I want that in like a Rise of the Triad remake, where I got to get down a pattern of just like, okay, go over here, pop out, blast them with like a million rockets, and then go back into cover, jump over here. I don't want to form patterns in a game where I'm supposed to have freedom of how I'm going to approach a situation, like I did in the first Deus Ex game. With this one, yeah, you really had to form down that pattern, and especially even in the third boss battle, and then the final one, it's kind of you don't really get that much freedom with it. You kind of have to stick to what you have to do this, so do it. It's not like, okay, you could do this or you could do this or that or this, but they did actually fix that in the Missing Link, where the final boss, it's just like this open room. There's like bad guys all around, different enemies that you've encountered and everything, like the guys with the heavier armor and uh, uh, like more stronger weapons and that kind of stuff, and then like the standard ones, and then the guy you got to get is at the very back of the room, and he's in a room. You could like snipe him out, shoot him. You could do like a takedown, or you could just like hack your way in and like shut down like his system that he's running, and then he's just like, ah, god, you beat me, you know. And I like that because honestly, why couldn't they do that in the first one? And I kind of feel like that whole thing where they outsource the boss battles in Deus Ex Human Revolution is kind of like what they're doing with Thief 4, where it's just like, you guys should know better, but you're doing all this stuff, and it's
Well,
just
a lot of the people who were on that team have blatantly never played Thief. Like in interviews with them and stuff, like one of the guys who's like one of the lead writers is like, I've never played Thief, but we're taking inspiration from them and removing all of the magic and factions and everything. And it's like, well, then fucking no, you're not taking any
and
inspiration
don't
from
call it
them.
Thief. you know, the thing is like in Thief, I want a game where I have to hide and I have to use like the environments and stuff to hide and then like distract guards and that kind of stuff. I don't want to be seeing stuff where I have to run out and fight guards and that kind of stuff, because I want to get the feeling that if I do that, I'm going to get fucked up. Like in the first Thief, you have to approach it very stealthily and everything, and like be careful and stuff, because like one little thing and you have a guard chasing after you, and he's gonna mess you up. That one guard you can fight, but by the time, like, if you beat him, your health's gonna be like zilch basically. That's what I love about the first Thief is it doesn't just throw you in. It's just like, okay, here you are. Here's your sword. Here's your arrows. Just killing rampage through it. Go. It's a true stealth game in my opinion, where you need stealth or you're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. So we should probably start
Get on to
the actual things that we do on this show.
Sorry, you got me caught up talking about like my favorite games of all time, and I can talk.
It's okay. So I guess the first thing that we've been doing when we have guests is we ask them a few questions.
Oh, great.
Yeah. The pressure's on you.
Oh, man.
So,
oh no.
Next gen consoles. PS4, Xbone, Wii U. Which one?
With all the shit that's been
sorry, give me a second.
Oh.
Okay. Everything seems to still be working. Go ahead. Screensaver. I haven't turned that off yet.
Yeah, I just usually turn mine off completely. But
God.
But honestly, with the stuff that I've been hearing and going on behind the scenes about the practices and what's going on with like PlayStation 4 and Xbone, it's kind of like the Wii U's kind of looking pretty good, when I'm able to pick up like current gen, like current and next gen games that are going to be in 1080p on a Wii U and on Xbox One or PlayStation 4, they're going to be like 900p or like 720. It's like I just dealt with a PlayStation 3 where a majority of games are 720p, and
well, they're not even 720p. They're like Skyrim is like 440, 420. Like it's less than 480.
Really?
Yeah, and it upscales to 720, and then
that's why I waited till I got a PC to get Skyrim.
Most games are like sub 480p at this point, and then they're upscaled to 720, and then upscaled to 1080 by the TV.
Can I honestly just say that I'm gonna stick with my computer and just stick with that and wait till the games that are hot? Because honestly, what I have been noticing recently is a lot of the games that I was looking forward to on like PlayStation 3 and that kind of stuff that I just never got around to, they're now coming out on like Steam and that kind of stuff. And then a lot of new games that are part of the next gen are just getting released through Steam and that kind of stuff, and through like PC and everything. Because
it's like in exclusivity agreements now, the PC is almost like not considered. It's like
exactly, because
like Titanfall is a Microsoft exclusive, or well, like it's a Microsoft exclusive, and it's on PC, but like with the Steam OS, like it could be on Linux.
And then
but you also have the same thing going on with PS4 games, where like this game is exclusive to PS4, like a bunch of indie games. All of them are coming on PC though, so
yeah. And then also like with the new Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, or I forget what the other title is.
Well, that's probably not going to come out on PC.
Yeah,
but
yep, they announced it.
Did they?
Kojima announcement and confirmed it. And then also we're getting a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's finally getting like actually confirmed and released within like a couple months.
Oh shit!
Just last month I think it is. Yeah, last month they released Enslaved Odyssey to the West on PC, and I've been playing that because that's a great game. I don't care what everyone says. Like it may have been, I feel it was underrated when it first came out. It's a fun game. I like those kind of games. And then same with Castlevania Lords of Shadows. Screw everyone who is like, oh, God of War clone and everything. No, it's a really good game with a good story that I enjoy. The gameplay may be generic and the story may be long and stuff. It may be a long game, but it's so well worth it because I enjoyed that game like through and through. So I don't care about the rip-off elements. Rag on the rip-off elements all you want. I loved that game, and that ending was well worth it. And I'm so looking forward to the new one, which is coming out for PC. So, Lords of Shadows 2.
Yeah.
That's something I might actually look at picking up.
Definitely for $20, it's worth it. Like, you're getting like a really good Castlevania 3D beat 'em up style game and everything.
But I could get 15 packs of Hearthstone cards.
Wow.
That's a $20 for a game. That's a tough sell for me. Cause Hearthstone cards. You know how many rares that is? At least
No.
15. Because you get one a pack.
Oh god, I don't know. I don't really catch on to the new game crazes like that, or like
It's
those new
so
games that everyone
good.
just floods in. Just like people could
But
talk
it's
them up
so
and down all day.
good.
I know people could talk them up and down all day, and I'm just like, okay, I might get around to that maybe. I'll just gonna stick to these games that I really do enjoy.
Blizzard has been basically over the last 2 months telling me that they're going to take all of my money over the next couple years. Like literally all of it. And I think I'm okay with that.
Oh, they've been taking a lot of people's money for years now, like probably a decade, I think. When did WoW come out?
2004.
Oh, almost a decade. So we're coming upon a decade of just
Warcraft is 19 years old this year.
wow, that
Like the franchise.
yeah, that just wow. Because I remember just like sitting there, like those were one of the
They're
games.
doing so much fan service for like people who were really into Warcraft, like back in the day. Like the Warcraft movie is focusing on like the orc human rivalry from Warcraft 1 and like Tides of Darkness, which is Warcraft 2.
You know what they should do? Just re-release the games and like retexture the packages, like the
They're releasing Windows versions of them. But they're not gonna like do HD remakes on them.
they
I'm okay with that.
just update the texture package or something. You just do that, release it. I'm a happy fan. I don't need
The
no
thing
vote.
is that they don't have enough teams to like do that stuff.
Because
Because they have 5 releases in the next year. They've got a new WoW expansion. They've got Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, new StarCraft, new Diablo. They're working on 5 franchises right now. A lot of franchises.
Too many.
they've been burning people bad.
What are you talking about? Fucking Mist of Pandaria was sick. Heart of the Swarm was sick. The new Diablo
Okay,
expansion
was-
the new Diablo expansion actually fixes some shit.
I'm not.
I didn't know about that, but
They
okay, I haven't
got rid of
played
the
Heart
auction
the
house
Swarm.
and they redid the item system
I haven't
entirely.
played Heart of the Swarm yet, but I loved StarCraft 2. That was good. I love that.
Heart of the
But-
Swarm is like right now, StarCraft 2 is probably the most balanced the StarCraft franchise has ever been.
Mhm. Okay,
So,
with
like-
Heart of the Swarm,
Yeah.
nice.
But
like,
if you don't have Heart of the Swarm, like the multiplayer is the exact like has all the updates.
okay,
So like
yeah. The only thing that I didn't like about Heart of the Swarm is that god awful that really cool epic cinematic trailer that they did just before its release that got ruined by them throwing a dubstep track in there, and it's like
I don't
Yeah.
remember the trailer. I'm sorry.
you just oh it was like this really big, or it was the one that had like the Queen of Blades and everything, and like the one where it shows her like waking up, she's captured and everything at the end, but like there's a big war and like people are getting messed up and the Zergs are like fighting them and stuff. It's like whoa, this is epic, and it has like a symphonic soundtrack, and then all of a sudden it's like wow, 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 and like it's like cool.
No, man, those are just Transformers. They're Terran Transformers. New unit coming out in the next expansion, even though it's a Protoss one.
It's just like you just dipped your turd in my bowl of cereal, and that was my favorite cereal, and that was the last bowl. It's just like
They've done just like a lot of fan service over the last 6 months. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, especially looking at Segway, looking at that new Heroes of the Storm and everything.
Oh, we'll talk about that when we get to news.
Yeah.
We've got more
We're
questions.
not even
We better get back to these questions, or else we're
Yeah.
gonna be here for a
Okay,
real long
right.
time.
Oh right, you guys are still interrogating me, you know.
We've only asked one question.
question.
Favorite game.
That was it?
Favorite
Really?
game. What's your
Okay.
favorite game?
Oh geez, Deus Ex. You know, right off the bat, like easy. You know, now go install it. Everyone go reinstall it. You know, get the HD mods and all that stuff. Play through it. Damn it, play through it 10 times in a row. Play through it different ways, different choices, and different weapons and that kind of stuff, and you'll get like a million different experiences out of that. So, like I have. So that one sits in my heart and has been for years now. It's just you can't really compete with such an awesome game, especially with like modern games now. It's just like, is it Deus Ex? No. Even like the new Deus Ex wasn't Deus Ex, but it was a good game.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay, next question.
Primary platform.
Oh, okay, yeah. PC over the last year is just like total conversion over. Like before that I was just playing like my PlayStation 3 and stuff, but even still it was just like, playing Deus Ex Human Revolution, and then like when Twisted Metal came out, it was just like, hey, I'm gonna spend an hour metal on Twisted. That's the only reason I really play. That's the game that I only play on my PlayStation 3 anymore, and I have like a collection of like 60 plus games because I am somewhat of a game collector, you know. But yeah, before I went to pure PC and everything, I was like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. So, yeah.
They're all coming over, Tyler. All of them.
Yeah.
No, exactly. And it's that's what it should be, because honestly, when has PC ever really done wrong or like, limited you so badly as much as these consoles do, you know? It's just like here's
Way
this.
back in the day when
Well, yeah, way back in the day.
PCs were really, really bad.
Yeah,
And
but
the
then,
Nintendo Entertainment System easily outpowered them.
oh yeah.
Because that shit could run like arcade ports. It was awesome.
But then like you look at like nowadays and everything, companies are just like, here's this. This is going to be it for the next 6 years. Have fun with it. You may throw in like a different or upgraded version of it in a couple years, but you're still limited to what we want you to play. You know, where you're still limited to the hardware that we provide. Whereas like PC, it's just like, oh, a new game that's like super maxed out and crazy intense in graphics, like say Crisis 6 or something, where it's just like, oh my god, so real, and just like,
Too real at that point.
yeah, it literally feels like, oh my god, this
Uncanny,
guy,
Uncanny Valley.
yeah, exactly, like like at that point and everything, it's just like, oh no, what am I gonna do? My PC can't handle it. Oh wait, let me just go down to the computer store and just like upgrade my graphics card or my hardware and everything. Whereas like if they're gonna put it on like a console or like the thing with the current generation consoles
Is that they post anti-alias everything, so everything's all blurry and gross looking? Yeah, I know.
and that bugged me a lot. But just with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, the hardware that they're putting in it, that's going to limit them, especially if they're looking for this to go over the next like 6 years or so. Or I forget which one said
Current gen lasted 7 years.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, there was room to improve. There was room to improve on the games and improve on the hardware and the looks and how it worked and everything. With like the PlayStation 3, you had the Blu-ray and you had the space and everything. With these current ones and stuff, I forget which company that's saying it. They're like, this is the next 10 years. This console is the next 10 years for our company. And it's just like, when you guys are already having trouble with the space and like limiting your hardware and stuff, and not able, because I know with the new Call of Duty and stuff, like they were having trouble with the resolution and that kind of stuff, and trouble with the graphics card that's in, I think it's like the Xbox One or the PlayStation
Well,
4.
to be fair, okay, here's the deal, and I know no one else looks at it like this. The new Call of Duty launched on four platforms.
Yes.
4 platforms, just like a Madden game. They're happy the thing came out. It's
not happy about the critic scores.
Well, we're gonna talk about that later, but that shit came out on 4 platforms. That's a lot of work, and just the fact that it got done is a big deal. Like,
well, yeah,
that's a lot of platforms to hit, and so no, it's more than 4. I lied. I'm sorry. It's 6. 2 of which they never worked on before: the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And so there's room to improve on what they did, like just because it happens to be 720p instead of 1080. They never worked on the platform before.
And I'll give you that. I'll give you that they haven't worked on this, and they may not have.
And they were doing 4 other versions of the game at the same time. Yeah.
But when like the main, like one of the head developers and that kind of stuff working on the game is just like, we tried to push this as much as we could, but the hardware in the system just would not let us.
But
that's kind of like
Infinity Ward minus everyone who made Infinity Ward. Who cares?
No, I know we're talking about like a company that, you know, isn't really known for putting a lot of effort and work into their games, and kind of being like, just put it out. You know, we have the best selling game, and it's kind of like,
not the best selling game this year.
No, that's gonna be
GTA.
No, I was gonna say a joke or something. Like I was gonna say Pikmin 3 or something.
Pikmin 3 was awesome.
No, but I was thinking of a game. I was trying to think of a game like that. People would just be like, Killer Instinct. There you go. Because everyone was just like, when they saw the trailer for that. Or Driver's Club, or whatever. Drive Club. What a name, Drive Club. You know, it's like Fight Club, but we're taking it to the streets.
Hey, people are serious about their cars, man.
Oh yeah, I want like the lens flares and that kind of stuff. I want to see like the reflection of. I want to see a reflection of me playing the game off of the car. That's how realistic I want my car driving games.
I want to see a reflection of my controller on the back of the car, because there's a big ass light on the controller.
That's the reason they have the camera.
I'm sorry, I caught that Sony that Sony press conference, and the whole thing I was just like, oh my god, guys, stop it, stop. Like they're just showing all this different stuff, and it's just like, oh, Killzone 4 or whatever. And it's like,
is not very good apparently.
Well,
worse
okay,
than
I'm
Sonic
sorry.
Lost Worlds.
Oh.
Wait, okay. I just found out the other week about Sonic Lost Worlds, or not even the other week.
I'm buying it next week, even though Super Mario 3D Land comes out next week. I'm buying that too.
Super Mario 3D Land. How many Super Mario 3Ds do we have now? Like, it's like we have like 6 of them. It's like
no.
Sorry.
There's one other one, and it's on the 3DS.
Or no, wasn't there Super Mario 3D Land 2 already? Yeah, wasn't there?
There's Super Mario Land, and now we're getting new Super Mario, and we're getting Super Mario 3D Worlds next week. That's what's coming out on Friday. That's what I'm gonna buy. It's for the Wii U, and that shit's gonna be so good. It's 4-player local co-op. Actually, I think it's 5, but I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, I actually heard about that. Like before they released the Wii, is that they're gonna have like for the new Super Mario Bros. And everything on the Wii U it's just like 4 players on the Wii sticks, Wii motes and everything, and then one on the tab.
That's on like the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U, which is the 2D one that's 3D. Like It's a side
right.
we have a shitload of the side-scrolling ones that came out in the last couple of years. This is like a full
That's
3D
what I'm talking
Mario.
about. It's just like, how many games do we have like that? I want,
Well,
Mario.
this is a proper 3D Mario. Like it's like 3D Land, which was really good.
I want those low polygons and like that great.
No, I want that really clean, smooth HD look that the Wii U has. It's fucking awesome.
You're a graphic snob.
No, I'm not. But you can't tell me that
No.
you can't tell me that Super Mario 64 fucking looked good, because it doesn't. It looks awful.
No. Okay, you're talking to someone. Okay, but keep in mind, you're talking about someone who will freely anytime boot up Deus Ex without any like mods or texture packs.
I would too, because the game's really good. But
yeah,
to say like, here's also Mario 64, not the best gameplay. Just gonna say, revolutionary at the time, not that great now. Kind of like GoldenEye. By the way, GoldenEye is a fucking terrible game. Unplayable.
Hey, I'll agree on that. Everyone says that game is awesome. I hate it.
No, because none of them have played it in the last decade. It's awful.
It is. It's terrible. Like holding the controller like that at the side.
I finally have a big enough hands to do it. I just hold it like this, and then like I can use all the buttons and the joystick at the same time. And
it's still sucks.
I can go like this and like.
Well, okay. First off, the controller design is just terrible in the first place. Way to go, Nintendo. Give us a tablet instead.
You can't compete with this.
No, I can't.
This is how I control the. This is how I control it. Ah. Yes. All of the buttons. I can move and aim, bitch. Move and aim.
I'm gonna use that for the title card on Geek Juice and everything. I'm just gonna have you holding the controller and stuff. Because on the basic, just like plain title cards, I like to throw screenshots of you guys from the show on it, just to entice the audience. Like, hey, faces, I go.
These are real people.
Yeah, it's just not voices on like an interweb video. It's actually people that look like they're looking at you.
But okay, we better move on to another question if there are more.
Yeah,
you got any more questions, Tyler, or are we gonna go on the news?
We're good. I know a lot about it now.
Yeah. Oh man, we're over half an hour in.
See, that's what I'm good
for. Well, show's over.
I could really draw the time on shows and everything. Like the last show that I guested on Geek Juice called Oto Show, which is a look at Japanese music done by our site designer and everything, who took over after me doing the site design. But yeah, she looks at Japanese music, and last time I was on there, just from talking about video game music and stuff, we went 20 minutes over. And it's like a 55-minute show. So the guy who edits her show and everything, who does like a bunch of shows and everything, he obviously wasn't too happy. He's like, God damn it, you talk too much about too good stuff, and it's hard for me to edit it, you know?
Okay. So, there's a few things for news this week. I think we'll start with the easiest one. Call of Duty. New one came out.
Call of Duty Dogs.
Dogs?
Right?
Dog?
Yeah. Dog.
Is
that how you pronounce that?
Dog.
Sorry, Game of the Year, Dog of the Year goes to Rise of the Triad. He's way better dog than Call of Duty, so deal with that.
But it doesn't have a dog.
Dog.
Does it have fish that move when
yes,
you
it does,
swim near them?
Yeah, it does.
fish mechanics.
And that and that's
I don't think it did it mocap a dog? So, okay, here's the deal. Here's what I actually wanted to talk about regarding the new Call of Duty.
The arms.
No, it doesn't matter. Here's what I wanted to talk about regarding the new Call of Duty. So, the new Call of Duty came out. Obviously, it didn't sell as well as GTA 5. Because Call of Duty Ghosts has only shipped 1 billion copies to retail. And not instead said, hey guys, we sold 1 billion copies.
Yeah, I've heard about that. They've been bragging. we shipped this many. It's like, okay, where's the sale?
But they also haven't been putting it in my face that they sold more than Black Ops 2 did.
Yeah, but GTA sold a lot this year. That's
Yeah,
kinda...
but I'm just saying, like, Call of Duty Ghosts did not perform as well as last year's Call of Duty, which is
Fun.
the first time in, like, 8 of those games. So
maybe they're gonna realize that this may be a terrible idea.
Well, okay,
so
yeah.
like,
especially
does
when
this
they're...
mark the decline of Call of Duty as a franchise?
Ooh.
I hope so. Please
Yeah.
give me the first one with the expansion, and I'm happy. You know, that series did not have to go past that. 2 was okay, but you know,
4 was
after
amazing. It had to go past 1
Hey,
and
the
2
call-
and 3 to get to 4.
The
Okay,
ones
but
on the
my
GameCube
problem
were
with
the
four-
best. Just saying.
But 4
My
was so
problem with
good.
4
And then the nuke
Okay.
marked the end of modern gaming because fucking everyone's like, we need to be deep.
I never saw it as that. It's just like that nuclear blast was just like, that's it. Get ready for the nuclear strike of Call of Duty, you know. And okay, I'll give you that. Call of Duty 4, good. Yeah, it reinvented the series and that kind of stuff. Not for the better now that we're seeing now, but at the time, yeah, no, it is.
No,
It
for
was
the better. I didn't want any more World War II shooters. I mean, I could
No,
use another one now.
No, I
Let's do
agree.
it.
For the better and the worse, though, because you get that good game of Call of Duty 4, but then you get those bad games of, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Black
Let's do
Ops
it again.
2 was
Hey,
pretty
it's the
good.
future. Let's do it again.
Black
But,
Ops
like-
2 was surprisingly good in that it was a Call of Duty game where they made it really silly and actually made improvements to the multiplayer.
Hey,
I
let's
mean,
just- the
well,
future.
made improvements, by which I mean they made a bunch of improvements to the multiplayer in number 1 and then took some of them out in number 2, and because
It's just like-
Call of Duty Black Ops 1 didn't have a linear progression system. You like bought your guns when you leveled up, so like you're like, I want this gun, you just did it. But then they went back to the linear one, but whatever.
And then Black Ops 2 is just like, what gimmick are we going to pull out this time?
Horseback
Oh.
riding a rocket launcher, shut your mouth.
Horseback. Riding,
That was
rock-
so good.
Hey,
Not
let's go.
kidding.
Hey,
That's
we
not
got
a sign of sarcasm. I liked it. I liked the campaign in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was good. It was stupid.
Got all the games coming out that are set in the future, and just like future cyberpunk. Hey, what we could do that. Hey,
It
Deus
was
Ex
good.
in the future. And it's so that, like, okay, sorry, when I saw those trailers, it's just like, okay, your future setting looks a lot like these other games, like the Syndicate reboot, Deus Ex, and
Yeah, except that the
These-
Syndicate reboot was bad. And
I
Black
know.
Ops 2 was kind of
no,
funny.
okay,
That game was so
Syndicate-
tongue in cheek. It was fucking awesome.
the first Syndicate is one of my favorite games of all time. It was my first episode of ReviewDrone, and I spent 5 minutes praising that game in that episode. And so yeah, when that 2009 Syndicate came out, trust me, I know all about how bad it was. And as you probably could tell by now, I really don't like dubstep. So when you put dubstep in a game like that, yeah, that just makes it worse. Did Ryan...
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Ryan-
jeez, I thought
Ryan's
you
dead.
froze there.
No, I didn't freeze.
I thought I broke him,
I like dubstep. Can we
and
just...
that's fine.
No, I'm kidding. No, it was in the game Syndicate, and that's why you didn't like it.
No, okay, that's how.
No, the actual game itself was bad. It was just advertised with a lot of dubstep.
No, and
So
then the
there's more
entire
focus.
soundtrack, entire soundtrack is just like, yeah, we got Skrillex and whatever other dubstep trackists out there, and it's just like, you know, you're trying to do this
Make a
tactic
gif.
strategy, tactic strategy like FPS. That's really kind of to cash in on the whole FPS thing. and then you got like blah, 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 like thrown over top of it while you're trying to do this stuff, and then all the bloom and everything, and like the filters and stuff. It's like you
Really
over.
makes you want to go.
Yeah. Actually, a funny video that I saw of Skrillex is like it's like the end of his show and everything, and he's like standing up top of like his table of stuff, and he has like a sequencer thing, and then it's just like playing this one tone that's like, and like this entire crowd's just like, Skrillex, and he's honestly standing there holding it, and he's just like, and people are like, wow, he's blowing my mind, and it's just like he's turning a knob. and then he just drops and he's just like
He's
it's
a
like,
talented person.
oh yeah, you know, you couldn't stop at just like what was that first band he is in,
Oh, from first to last.
Fast, you know.
Yeah.
He couldn't stop with there. The talent could not stop there.
No one knows that though. Like you. You're like,
Okay.
oh,
I always tease about that because I'm just like, he went to making bad music to worse music. Just he went from one stupid haircut to the next.
that's the life of Skrillex.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he went from this depressed emo kid, and I gotta scream my heart out over this crazy double bass guitar track, and like, you never loved me, blah blah blah, and then it's just like, okay, I'm gonna take that and put like a remix on it, this sick beat, like, wow wow wow. And it's like, yeah.
Dustin probably does the best dubstep impressions with his voice that I've ever heard.
Oh, trust me, I can like that.
Is that?
Right. That sounds like a dishwasher kind of. So, but that's what that music sounds like. So yeah, that's accurate.
Fucking just the best. So we better move on to the second piece of news because it's a lot of news. BlizzCon happened.
I hate BlizzCon.
Why do you hate BlizzCon?
I'm kidding.
Good.
I just wanted to stir up the emotions.
Because I was gonna punch you through this fucking camera. Because BlizzCon was so good this year.
You're kidding. I had the worst experience this year at BlizzCon.
You weren't there. Shut your mouth.
Shh.
I wasn't. I had a virtual ticket. I got my Hearthstone card,
every
bitch.
year. Me and Gabe Newell, we take his private jet and we party there and stuff, and we throw down.
You fight Chris Metzen. You and Gabe fight Chris Metzen and the other Warcraft writers. So
yeah, but they always taunt Gabe and just like those guys, they always walk around like, 3, hey Gabe, 3 and stuff, and he's just like, stop it, cut it out. And I'm like, it's okay. You just gotta let off some steam, Gabe.
I see what you did there. Ha 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 ha. Wait. I'm Brazilian. So let's start off with some Heroes of the Storm. Oh fuck! I forgot to set something up. Oh, can we edit this part out? Yes, we're going. Okay, guys.
I'm Smooth McGrew. Boop, bop, bop, boop, bop, bop.
Shut up! We're trying to transition back into the show. Stop doing this.
Hey, I was trying to do your intro theme since we're starting from the beginning.
We're not starting from the beginning. That's a lame joke that we always make.
No, I know.
Right before we come back. Okay, we are back. We're talking about Heroes of the Storm because that shit was announced at, well, years ago, then months ago, then about a month ago.
But if you're like me,
but they showed some stuff on the weekend.
True, and it was good. I like it.
I'm excited. So, have you guys watched? You guys watched the cinematic trailer, right?
Yeah.
Good old Blizzard cinematics, but this one's way less serious than usual because you have female skinny Diablo fighting a space marine. Well, you have him fighting Jim Raynor, who fucking is a bitch now, but whatever.
I don't know, that Trivium song that they had in the background really pumped it up, made me take it serious.
Was
That
super serious.
Yeah. Oh my god, nothing gets me like more excited for a game than like, you know, a new metal track, like a metal track by like, I don't know. That sounds like some unknown band. Throw a Slipknot track on there, damn it.
Blizzard likes their metal for some reason.
But it doesn't fit, and it seems kind of it's like corny, it's cheesy, it's
Well, the
like.
trailer's supposed to be cheesy because the game's kind of cheesy.
But
Like,
again, it's just like, look at how cool we are. It's like that 90 mentality of just like, throw a cool, sweet metal track on it,
and
and you're set for cool.
they're making fun of that. Like, it's such a joke. It's such a blatant fashion. Like, they obviously know that it's cheesy. This is like the only time that they ever get to make a cinematic and let it be cheesy.
See, but that's the thing, is I'm not used to that with Blizzard, so when I watched it, I was just like, they're trying to be serious about this, but apparently, like, their head of marketing is Andy Kaufman, so.
But you guys also watched the gameplay trailer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's.
And I'm like, whoa, look at that.
I don't know if
League
you
of
can really say
Legends
that's.
Dota.
You can't really say it's a gameplay trailer.
It's all gameplay.
Well, yeah, but it's not.
And they showed off a lot more like gameplay over the weekend. If you like, I have a virtual ticket, so I got to watch a bunch of games get played live
You can play as
by
a
like
pirate.
whole teams. And so it was super interesting to me to watch. Like, I really like the art style of the game. It has that Warcraft feel.
Yeah.
That I've always really liked. So
I
Yeah,
don't know.
it kind of looked Warcraft-esque. I
well,
did get that vibe
one
from
of
it.
the like set of teams is all Warcraft like characters. I in fact most of the characters in that game will probably be from Warcraft, only because the lore in Warcraft is so developed as a result of World of Warcraft that there's just way more fucking characters.
Yeah, I think they might pull out some like unexpected characters though from certain series.
Yeah. Well, with the whole thing and everything, and like that it used to be called like Blizzard All Stars or something.
Well, it was called Blizzard Dota and then Blizzard All Stars.
Blizzard All Stars. With the All Stars title, I just think of just like
The main people.
All Stars.
Well, a lot of the characters,
Yeah.
obviously, that they have already shown off are like Diablo and like Jim Raynor, Kerrigan, Diablo 3 characters, like the classes, like the Witch Doctor's in there. Even though I wouldn't really call the Witch Doctor an all-star or any of the Diablo 3 classes all-stars, except for maybe the Barbarian, because Diablo 2 and not Diablo 3. But, whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, they threw in Tyrael,
Yeah.
and yeah, it looks interesting, but at the same time, it's classified as a MOBA, right? So
They're calling it a hero brawler.
yeah, just to get outside of that.
You know who they should have in the game? They should have a team that's the Lost Vikings.
Oh
That's
man,
who they should have in this game.
if they get
And-
Lost Vikings, that would be sick because
That would be.
That was an awesome game.
And
Also,
also,
that racing game,
yeah, I was just gonna say Rock and Roll Racing. They should have a
Yep.
team of just cars.
just cars. They're just cars. That's it.
Oh, my God. Oh, and they even did. Hey, oh my God! I'm looking on their. I just popped on
But-
their Wikipedia of just like their games developed. Superman. They did a Superman game, so they could have a Superman team. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't have a license to Superman.
Shh, they could get it.
But I
They got-
really okay. Here's the thing that I'm liking the most about what I've seen so far, like in screenshots and videos and stuff, is that there looks like there's more than one map. Well, there is more than one map. It's like really obvious that there's more than one map.
Yeah.
And also like there's like these level changes. Like you can go into a gold mine and go like farm stuff inside the gold mine, but no one knows
Yeah.
you're in there because you're fucking in a gold mine. And so like, it's like there's buildings and shit that are not that like are interactable with. Like it's not just here's 3 lanes and some trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a level of map interaction that you don't have in League and Dota.
I think that's definitely true. Just because that 3-lane setup gets real stale real quick. And
It does.
I
It
just started
works
playing.
though for Dota. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's so you can't really change that too much in Dota
Well,
because Dota is such a competitive game that
Yeah.
like it's built around that idea. But this is like a more casual game,
yeah, and I think
like
that's
League, which is for casuals.
But at the same time, League. I mean, they've made new modes and new maps, but
No one plays them because
Yeah, and-
they're bad. But like
one of them's
League
just
wasn't
for fun.
League was never designed around that stuff, and so it's like kind of fucked up and doesn't work right.
Yeah, but I mean, going off of what Warcraft became and all those user mods, maybe you'll see even more pop up over here. Like I don't know if that's even possible. Like I don't know, you know what I'm talking about? Like user created content, kind of like the workshop, but that'd also be interesting. Like user created maps or user created ideas for this game could kind of play a huge role if they did it like that. But
I just have a feeling that this game is not for me because I played League for 3 days and I'm like, I'm done. Back to these other games.
I think I could play a lot of this because I have such an attachment to the characters.
and that's kind of where I fall short is because a lot of my friends that I play games with on PC, they are all big Blizzard fans and they play World of Warcraft on and off. Or I mean, a lot of them are dedicated to the actual lore of that game. So it's just like I don't know anything about it, and they talk about certain people. I'm just like I like their character designs, and I know that they have some really strong lore, but I'm just not into it. So I don't. But I at the same time, I still want to play it just because I think it looks interesting, and I want a game that's not like Dota, not like League, but that same kind of style, where you're a single champion working as a team towards an objective. I like that idea, but
And they got pirate ships.
yeah,
Yeah. One of the coolest things that I saw is just like you have a pirate ship, right? But like you can like take it through the water and like siege the other opponent's like base with it.
See, yeah, that is actually one thing that I do like is just like the terrain is just not like so bland and there's so much you can do and it creates this environment. And like you said, it's just something more than League or Dota. and that is
But
something
the game
that
looks
does
inherently more casual than Dota.
yeah.
But
true, but more to
not
it,
as much so. Well, maybe more so than League, but I mean, Leagues. Yeah.
We won't talk. We don't even say that anymore.
Like, I'm really interested in playing it just because like I said, I have a really like strong attachment to the actual the series that it comes from, or well, all of the series really. Like, I loved Diablo 1 and 2 and Lord of Darkness, or was it Lord of Darkness?
I don't know.
The expansion pack. Can't remember the name because
Never played.
don't remember names. I'm not good with them, but like the expansion pack was really good. Diablo 1 and 2 were just really good.
It was Lords of Destruction.
Lords of Destruction.
Or Lord of Destruction.
Ah, fuck. I got
Singular.
You were close.
because I usually just type it, so it's LOTD, not
Oh,
name. So just like, what is it? But also, I knew Darkness was wrong because it's the Lord of the Destruction's a specific demon. My friend Sam would be right on me about this because he's a Satanist and knows this stuff.
They should have oh man, they did some ports for like battle chess and castles and micro league baseball and Shanghai.
No, they should have none of that stuff in this.
Yes, please, Blizzard, if you're watching this
Baseball
for whatever reason,
Put
like,
baseball players in.
yes,
Yeah.
oh my god, I would love that game. If they seriously, okay, like we said before, like if they seriously put like the Lost Vikings in and like rock and roll racing cars and stuff, That would be amazing. That would be such a fun game. Just the concept alone of just like, hey, everything we've ever worked on, that kind of stuff. It's kind of random and everything, but here it is. You know, it would be interesting because I want to see Jim Raynor fuck up a car. You know,
It's probably
or like
videos of that on the internet.
or like Jim Raynor versus Superman.
They're not gonna put Superman in. They don't own they don't own Superman.
Hey, they could try to. Hey, no, they did also they also did Justice League Task Force. So hey, they could have the entire Justice League.
They don't own it.
Tyler, am I right?
You heard it here, folks. They're having the whole entire Justice League in the game.
I'm gonna call up my man.
Confirmed.
Isn't there already a game with the Justice League in it? It's kind of like a MOBA. They do some stuff. I think it's called Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, and it's goddamn awful.
I heard it was okay for my friend, but I was like, sure.
No, I played about 3 matches of it, and then it just sat on my computer. I didn't care for it. Their champion was bad, but whatever. It's not worth getting into.
I got in the beta for it, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to play this. I'm going to play WoW.
Smart move.
So, that's the other stuff that happened this weekend. This is why I fucking love you, Blizzard. Oh my god. They're going after everyone who is into Warcraft 1 and 2, like, with this next WoW expansion. So, the next WoW expansion, which comes out in, like, the next year or so, is called Warlords of Draenor. They basically confirmed that there won't be any major like content updates to Mists of Pandaria until this expansion releases, which is perfectly fine with me because I let my fucking sub run out, so I don't have any days left to play. But I got all the gear that I wanted and did everything I wanted to do.
I still can't believe that they put pandas in that game.
Shut up. Mists of Pandaria was actually a good expansion. I played
No,
through
I'm not
it.
saying it's not. It's just kind of like you have this like orcs and goblins and trolls and dwarves and warriors and others. And
they were in Warcraft 3.
Kung Fu Panda.
They were in Warcraft 3.
Were they?
Yes.
Shit, it's been a long time since I played more of Warcraft 2, so.
But so this goes back. So what happens if? Spoiler alert! If you didn't know. Even though I'm pretty sure we talked about this on the podcast. So, the war chief after Cataclysm was Garrosh. He replaced Thrall as, like, the head of the Horde. And he started a war with the Alliance, and the Alliance, like, defeated him, and then the Horde, like, have, like, captured him, and they're going to put him on trial. And the premise for the new expansion is that he escapes before he goes on trial. And he, with the help of a certain friend who can travel through time.
Wow.
If you don't, okay, well, one, time travel has already been a part of Warcraft for a very long time. His friend is blatantly, God, why can't I remember his name? This total
Doc Brown.
No, total. I can't remember it, and it's really, really embarrassing because he's like a very, very key character. It starts with an A. He's a giant golden dragon. Really important character, by the way. And he helps.
Oh yeah, he's made out of gold.
Well, he's not made out of gold. He's just he's golden in color, and he's like an ancient dragon. And you've talked to him before. He helps Garrosh go back to Outlands, which is where the second expansion took place. Did you ever play WoW, Dustin?
My aunt bought me. It spent $70 one Christmas and bought the first WoW, and I went to install it, but I had a shitty PC at the time, like really shitty. It was a family computer, so I went to install it, and it's just like, and I installed it, and I think something went wrong with it, and then I'm like, I don't really want to play anyways. Uninstall. And I still have the box.
Yeah,
so
fair enough.
It's in perfect condition.
You go back You know where, but you played Warcraft 1 and 2 and 3,
Yeah,
so you know what Outlands is, right?
yeah,
It's where the orcs come from, where the Burning Legion comes from. So
yeah.
he goes back to the Outlands, but it's actually called Draenor at the time. Like, it's still Draenor, which is the land of the Draenei, the giants, and the orcs. And the giants are like ogres and like other giant races. And this is all pre-Burning Legion, like before they come to Draenor to enslave the orcs and give them demonic powers. And Garrosh, Hellscream, goes back in time into Draenor to like recruit an Iron Legion and gives them like current timeline, like present day technology from Warcraft. So now instead the Burning Legion, instead like of having a legion that just has axes, they have like war machines.
That's pretty cool.
And
Actually,
so
yeah.
and he's going to like attack Azeroth with it. And so the Alliance and the Horde, like the Horde with their new war chief who's now a troll, go through the same portal as him to like stop him. So
Time travel.
But it's basically like an origin story. Like, it's a prequel basically to Warcraft 1 and 2. Like, and it has all of the characters that, if you're really into the lore like I am, that you think are really important. And like, it has Garrosh's Hellscream's father, which is Garroth Hellscream, and it has Thrall's father in the game, and like the Frostwolf clan, and like the Shattered Hand clan, and just all these different clans of orcs. And so from like a lore perspective, they're talking about something that I've always been super interested in, because
But they haven't really touched on that much.
yeah, because like it's the origin for the orcs. And so we're basically doing an origin story for the orcs, but in modern day time, in like a fucked up new timeline. So it's like not really an origin story, but it like fills you in on characters that you hadn't seen ever before, that you just know from the like lore.
Because it's just make it not WoW and make it Warcraft 4. So then I'd be interested in playing it. Because that actually sounds interesting. It's just like the whole WoW thing.
If you buy World of Warcraft and the new expansion, they give you a level 90 character to start playing with right away, so you don't have to level up.
That sounds
That's no fun.
Well, here's the deal. It will take you 2 weeks as a new 2 weeks of constant play, like at least 4 hours a day, to get to level 90 as a new character, and you have to buy all of the other expansions as well. There's 3 other ones.
Yeah.
So you're dropping like $200 on fucking World of Warcraft games. Or you could buy World of Warcraft and the expansion and just get a level 90 character. And so like, if you're like me and you have friends who haven't played the last 2 expansions, they could just jump in and start playing with you. Because they just have to buy the new expansion, and they get a character of a class that they want, of a race that they want, on a server they want, at level 90. Which is not the level cap. They have 10 levels of leveling up in the new expansion. So the level cap goes from 90 to 100. So
I think I'll just stick to playing Theme Hospital.
So like, it's not a huge selling point for people who literally have no interest in the franchise, but for people who used to play WoW and haven't played it in a very long time, or are totally new to WoW but really loved like the lore from 1 and 2, then, which is very much the people that they're clearly going after with this expansion, then that's like a perfect, like,
so they're trying to market to me, but
yeah
someone who hasn't ever gotten into World of Warcraft but loves 1, 2, 3, 4, especially 2. So
yeah. And if you're, the thing is that other MMOs are doing the same thing. Like EverQuest is doing the same thing. You can buy a character who's just under the level cap.
Wait, EverQuest still exists?
Yeah, EverQuest 1 and 2 still both got expansions.
What about the PlayStation 2 one?
No, that one's gone. And
damn it.
And there's a new EverQuest coming out.
I can't believe that series is even still around still. Like,
the new EverQuest looks sick. Tyler and I talked about that. Don't shake your head like that. We talked about that game. You thought it looked cool because it had player-created content. EverQuest
you're
Landmark comes out in
busted.
fucking
Yeah.
December.
I haven't talking about that.
The like their player creation platform comes out next month. But yeah, all of the stuff for Warcraft or for World of Warcraft this weekend from BlizzCon, really promising. Like, it looks really good, and as someone who's played every single WoW expansion, has been playing since launch day, like, I'm reasonably excited because I think I could play this like pretty consistently, especially with a lot of the changes that they're making, like to the rating system and the item system and the questing system and everything else. Like, they're majorly overhauling pretty much all of the systems that have been in place since like vanilla. Stop typing, damn it.
It's a crisis. I swear.
Better be.
It's computer troubles.
So
No, what?
No, go ahead. What were you gonna just say?
I'm a computer genius. Anywho.
Oh.
But
got
yeah.
me there.
So, as someone who's really into WoW, I was very pleased with all of the WoW stuff that came out this weekend. And then they didn't really say much about Diablo. Well, they said a lot about Diablo 3, but I mean, it wasn't stuff that we didn't already kind of know. Like, there's an expansion coming. We fixed the item system. We got rid of the auction house. There's a PlayStation version.
Blah.
Oh right, I remember that. Like Blizzard.
The PlayStation version's apparently better than the old version. So I guess
Yeah,
I'd have to say that again. The PlayStation version, according to like everyone who's played it, is better than the PC version because the combat's like totally different because of the control.
That's what I heard, and that kind of makes me really angry. Because I was really excited for that game, and it just let me down.
So mediocre.
This whole just like, hey, let's put these games that are meant for PC on console, and have always been on PC on console. It's like games like that and everything. It's kind of weird, you know. I don't know.
Well, there's like a major gameplay difference between the PC and console version.
Well,
but...
when they were like, hey, Diablo 3 going on console, it's like, okay.
It plays like an action game.
Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's like apparently pretty cool. But
unlike the actual Diablo 3.
we've got more PlayStation stuff to talk about.
Holy cow.
PlayStation 4 stuff, because we're less than 48 hours away from launch. Because that shit
God.
is tomorrow at midnight.
I don't. No, I'm good.
I'm
Thanks.
also not
Thanks,
buying
so-
one, but
Yeah, I could buy one. I could go out and buy one, but just no.
yeah, but they announced like a bunch of stuff that's like not there, and now they're
Oh.
like, oh, we're gonna try to put this in because apparently you guys really want it. Like, it can't play CDs.
I thought they were just gonna patch that with updates, so they're gonna try to actually put that on before.
Well, no, like they're gonna have to put it in later, but they've said that they might do some stuff. Like, it doesn't it doesn't act as like a DLNA server, for example, so you can't play media off your computer on it.
Yeah.
But the reason why they don't want to do that is because they have to pay. So there's a reason why why they've done a bunch of stuff that they haven't done. So I'm gonna list stuff that they said they're gonna try to put in, and then I'm gonna tell you why they didn't put any of it in. At least at first. So like, you can't play CDs, like music CDs, because who the fuck has those anymore?
I do. I have a big collection, but I'm a collector of old media. So
you collect CDs instead of vinyl because that's what fucking all the people do.
no, actually, that right there is a vinyl. I have two vinyls right there. You can't really. All you need
Now
to
it's
know is
just
they're
zooming
vinyl.
in and fucking up the focus because you like put your hand too close.
And I have a bunch of vinyls at my parents' place, so. Yeah.
I've got like 200 in the fucking closet behind me. And then right there.
I'm sorry, vinyl is cool and it sounds good. I don't care about this whole hipster shenanigans of just like, oh, technology, I want it
I
because
buy
it's
my
modern.
vinyls at a record store for $15 a piece, and they all come with fucking download codes for MP3s. So fuck you. It's totally worth it, and you get all
Yeah.
of these cool posters.
I like it because the vinyl sounds great.
Oh, the sound is awesome. It's
Yeah.
like so full. But
And then
that's
you
not
go
what
to
we're here to
cassette.
talk about. But basically, like the reason why they don't have a lot of this stuff in is that they don't want to pay the licensing on it because, like, for example, they don't own the patent behind playing audio CDs. They own some of it. Them and Philips own it,
They should
so they
just
have to pay a license to Philips to be able to play audio CDs on the PlayStation. And
see.
so
They should
and
just
so
have
because
like,
it's a feature that no one fucking uses anymore, because MP3s.
yeah, which I heard
Um,
they weren't even gonna play MP3s or something.
it doesn't act as a DLNA server. It does not mean you cannot plug a USB stick with a bunch of MP3s on it.
Okay. Well, I haven't gotten to
It doesn't
into,
play
like,
audio CDs. A different thing. And
Yeah.
so, like, I don't know if it plays MP3s. I'm assuming it does.
Well, I
But
heard some controversy, and then like on the one guy's Twitter, the I forget his name, but he's like a big guy at Sony and stuff. I'm not even gonna attempt to.
it doesn't even matter because it's just like they have a music service, like a streaming music service on the PlayStation 4 for
Yeah.
like all of the Sony stuff. They're probably gonna have, like, we don't know what other kind of apps they're gonna have, but I mean they probably have Spotify and stuff like that.
Well, I heard that they
And
weren't gonna
so like
originally support MP3 or something, and then like on his Twitter, the guy, I think he was like the president or something of Sony or whatever. Uh, he got like all these like complaints from people and everything, just like, "What? No MP3?" And he's just like, "Okay, since you guys complained enough, here you go. We're gonna do it." I didn't realize it was that big of a problem.
well, the thing is, I don't know who the fuck like plays music on their console. It doesn't.
Some people do. Hey, wait. I only have music on my console because like Twisted Metal, because that let you play music, like make your own playlist while you're playing it. So that's
Yeah.
the reason.
But like it's such a rare thing. Like it doesn't. Whatever. It's such a minor feature that doesn't really have any real purpose. And then the DLNA server on PS3 and on Xbox 360, awful, because they're just like, we don't want to pay licensing for any of the good codecs, so fucking, I don't know, transcode everything and do it on the fly and have to run a bunch of extra software on your PC. And it's just like, I hate you. I hate you so much. Why can't you just have MKV support?
Because that's business.
Yeah.
That's not smart business ethics, and they don't realize that that stuff would be very much convenient and
And
make
so
people go, "Ooh, this is nice."
And so not
instead of
having proper DLNA, so not having DLNA support isn't a big deal when you don't support it properly anyways in the first place. And so
Yeah.
like the loss of that feature, oh no, it's the end of the world, even though it was like probably the worst thing ever on the PS3.
But the thing is when people hear like, "Oh, they're not doing this," and they did this on the last one, they instantly, like, without even processing or thinking about it, they're like, "They're taking that away? I don't even know what that is, but they're taking that away. Why would they take that away? And that
Yeah.
seems like what a lot of this whole new console thing is people getting hyped up by people who know what they're talking about, and they're like, "Oh, they're taking this away. That kind of sucks, I guess." And then people hearing about it, these people who don't understand what that is or what that does, and they're just like, why are they taking that away? Why would they do that? They're degrading the console. Like they're why would they ever do that? Because what if we need that? I don't even know what that does. But they're supposed to be improving and expanding, but they're taking stuff away, and it's like these people don't understand like what that even does. That seems what a lot of this trouble with the new consoles people are having is they're getting all frustrated over stuff that they don't understand, and it's technology that they don't really need in it. And those people who are complaining about it now and don't understand what it is or does, when they buy the console, which a lot of those people are, because face it, those are the people that do that. They're gonna not even notice that that's gone. They're not gonna even miss the function. It's just gonna be like, whatever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the only thing that maybe someone will deal with is that they bought the PS4, don't have internet, and realize they can't play Blu-rays.
Yeah, that's just.
But if you have the internet for one time and one time only, then you can do it. Because you need to activate the Blu-ray player license online.
Oh, jeez.
So that they don't have to pay the license per console, because it's same thing as with the audio CD. Like, there's no reason to pay a license for every console manufacturer.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of those things that really keeps the cost of the console down.
Yeah. Which,
So,
okay, people don't understand that also, is just like, they complain about the price on release, but you look at all the stuff that was in.
well,
that
one of the
PlayStation.
things that made the PS3 probably cost a lot is that every single one manufactured had to pay a licensing fee for the Blu-ray player.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It's
And-
just like people
And
don't understand
the
that.
Xbox
They're
360
just like,
was substantially cheaper because it didn't have it. And the Xbox original did the same thing with DVDs. You had to buy the little receiver for the remote control to play DVDs, and the receiver had to be plugged into the controller port
Yeah.
at the time to be able to play CDs. It didn't do anything. It just activated the license for the DVD player inside the console, and so that's
so
how
it's
they
like-
paid their licensing fee on the original Xbox
It's
for
like
the
Capcom
DVD.
with the on-disc DLC. It's there, but the people should have it. Damn it,
But
because it's there already.
but Microsoft hasn't paid for the feature yet to the copyright holder, so no.
I know. I'm just making fun of the whole like
Yeah, but it's basically just like a way to keep costs down.
people getting
And
up in arms about stuff they don't understand. And
it's
making,
all copyright stuff. So
if I
Tyler,
own this
what are
and
you
there's
up
something
to?
on it, I should own it. You know.
I was helping my friend with that computer problem, but
Uh,
I like listening to copyright stuff because that's what my classes are on. So it's kind of interesting to hear about. I didn't know half that stuff about like licensing fees though. For well, you said that licensing fees for Blu-ray, but doesn't Sony own Blu-ray?
only some of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
bunch of so there's a coalition of corporations that own Blu-ray, which
Yeah.
doesn't include Microsoft, which is why Microsoft didn't use Blu-ray last gen, while
Yeah, you get, like,
PlayStation did.
Samsung.
And
LG.
so Sony had to pay a licensing fee for every single Blu-ray player, or for every PlayStation made, because of
Yeah.
the licensing on Blu-ray. But that's less than what Microsoft would have had to pay, because when Sony pays some of that licensing, like their licensing fee on it, some of it comes back to them.
Mhm.
Whereas Microsoft would get none of it back. So, yeah, it's like a... But the same thing is for DVDs, the same thing for audio CDs. Like, the reason why the audio CDs haven't been able to play is, like, that's something that no one really does anymore, is put audio CDs into their console and play a CD.
I'm gonna do that after this show's over, and I'll show you. I'll show you that people still do that.
One person doing that doesn't all of a sudden make it a major feature that needs to be there. But like Sony and Philips own that own the copyright on playback for audio CDs, so they would have to pay Philips a bunch of money.
Well, I'm gonna
for
make a
that
fine
feature.
video of me doing that, and I'm gonna send it to Sony, the head of Sony, and I'm gonna say, "Look, people still do this, and I demand that feature be there for me because I do it,
Yeah, and
even though I don't, and I only did it just."
But now they're thinking about like patching it in, because obviously like it's not that the console can't do it, it's just fucking silly. And so they'll probably do it exactly like how they're doing the Blu-ray player in this gen's console, in that if you put in an audio CD, it makes you go online and register the license, so that they maybe only have to pay like thousands of dollars instead of millions of dollars.
Curse you, Sony!
So, yep.
Logical business practices, damn you!
How dare you keep the cost of the console down? I would like to pay $950, thank you.
No, exactly. Then
Just
Like
like the
we said,
PS3 at launch last time.
Like everyone's just like,
Especially in
it's too
Canada.
expensive."
You know how bad that was. It was like $900 before tax.
Yeah, and then you saw like all the eBay listings and that kind of stuff, and people trying to sell it for like
Thousands
of
of
dollars. Yeah.
dollars.
It's like, okay, yep, not gonna get one of these for a couple years. Then they went significantly down in price, and I bought mine as a Walmart display, and it works freaking awesome.
So, I think that about wraps up all of the news. Because I don't think you guys want to hear me continue to talk about World of Warcraft.
What's World of Warcraft?
Not particularly.
What's that?
Man. I gotta find someone else who's into WoW so we can talk about it. Starting to give. It's becoming a real problem.
I like games that make me say wow. I don't like WoW.
WoW made me say wow this weekend. I was like, wow, wow, wow.
It didn't make you say wow. It didn't make you take it to another level.
Say wowie.
Yeah, wow something, but wowee, that's like another level. Just like
wowie, bowie, fowie.
That's like
wow. That's
yeah.
Take it down.
That's too far.
Sure.
That's too far. Are you like you're high? You must be like on super drugs.
I am in BC. We do have all of the super drugs.
You mountain men.
I live in Victoria, man. I'm on an island. There's like one mountain here. It's small. So, I guess we're gonna wrap up unless you guys got anything you want to get off your chest.
Okay.
Nope. What?
You didn't
we're
kill a hooker and leave her in the ditch?
We're taking off our shirts, right? That's what you meant.
No.
Oh.
No one wants to see that.
Hey, I think
so not the right.
Sorry, Tyler with the lip chap and everything. I thought he was gonna kick into like a Buffalo Bill, just like, would you fuck me? I'd fuck you hard. You know, like, goodbye horses. You know, tuck it between the legs and stuff. You know, it puts the lotion on its skin. This show just got real dark.
Yes. What an ending. I don't even know.
Okay, so we better wrap this up.
Yeah,
before
like one of us is in a hole and the other's like,
or before one of us incriminates themselves any further. Me. So I've been Ryan. He's been I pointed the right way. He's been Tyler.
And
he's been Dustin.
What's up, guys? I'm Pretty Pie.
You like to impersonate those YouTubers, don't you?
Oh, God. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be playing Happy Meals. And actually, that's the end of the show. Thanks for having me on Dapper Gaming. I was Pretty Pie. Rape joke.